So if you're like me, you've probably gone through the first half of the year and you've checked and considered like, what have I even achieved? Like, did I move from here to here? Did I even achieve anything this year? Those thoughts are just running to your mind. You're checking your life, checking your plans and go. Even the things you set for the beginning of the year, how many of them do you achieve? You would have checked all this thing out. And then at the end, you just be like, well, at least you thank God for life. Stuff like when there's life, there's hope. I mean, we still have next year. The year's not over. I can take this slowly, slowly, slowly. But that is actually a very problematic mindset. At the beginning of the year, my major plan was to start thinking more positively and keep grinding no matter what. Even though I fail or anything, just keep going. I didn't even really set any goal or New Year resolution like most people do. I just had only two things in mind: be positive and just keep going. Where did that get me, you may ask? Although my goals were not even that much, throughout the first half of the year, it didn't even go that far. These goals did not really amount much for me. And so for the second half of this year, I've upped my plan on how to change my life with just a 30-day plan. One secret most people don't know is that life is just the same game for everybody. Like, everybody is given the same game in life. The only thing is just the understanding of the game. And just like every game, there is usually a winner. People understand the game faster and succeed more quickly. Why most people spend their time trying to understand the basic and are so slow to succeeding in life? Why there's another category of people? Most people are just comfortable with where they are in the game. As long as they don't lose, they are okay, they are fine. They just want to feed themselves, have enough for their family. They don't even aim to be rich or ambitious. If you're that kind of person, you can just keep this video, because this video I'm talking to more ambitious people, as I've set my 30-day plan to up my goals for the second half of the year. So my question to both you and I is, are we both striving to be winners? Are we okay with where we are? Like, we are not greedy, we are comfortable with what life has to offer. We are not pursuing much, we don't want to be millionaires, we just want to provide for our family, we don't want to starve, we don't want poverty to eat us. What category do you belong to? If your answer is either of the two options, or you're just confused as to where you stand in the game of life and money, then join me in this video. Let's figure it out together. I'm Sophyna, and if you're new here, I'm pleased to see you, and I do hope you join the train by subscribing. I make lifestyle videos and I really love traveling, but it's not about what I love, because there are many things pertaining to traveling that I haven't been able to achieve. So the main question that sprung to my head after thinking of how to up my plan for the second half of the year was the gun to head rule. I heard this from Leila Pomozi, a very popular content creator on YouTube, and she gives very nice advice, so I suggest you actually check out her content. If there was a gun to my head to decide what to do to become better and to make it before the year runs out, like I'm put on the spot, what am I going to do? What are those things that are going to come to my mind? The main concept of this rule is to think on the spot. It's when you're in a situation that involves life and death that you figure out that you can actually do things that you thought were never possible. Such as when you're running away from a killer and you discover that you can actually jump a 7-foot fence, when in actual reality you can't jump even a 3-foot fence. What this gun to head rule is just trying to teach is how to think on the spot in a situation of desperation. Like, when you are desperate, what do? In that position where you want to make it, you need to think hard and use your head. So after applying this rule, I came up with, funny enough, just 2 plans to change the rest of my year. Not like I have only 2 goals I want to achieve, but I've categorized all this, and all my plans, everything I want to achieve for the rest of the year, just falls under just these 2 categories. Number 1 is God. Yes, God. Getting closer to God and trusting God is involved in your process. The thing is that most people just sit down and be like, whatever God wants for me, that's what I'm going to do. If God decides this for me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this direction, I'm going to do this and do that. But God is not going to come down from heaven and tell you, like, my child, do this exact thing. That's why God gave you life. Life pushes you around, and the moment you learn to understand life and where it is pushing you to, that is when you begin to see the direction that God is giving to you through this. But if you're just following life around, like wherever it pushes you, you just go to, you're not fighting back, you're not trying to learn the lessons from where life is pushing you to, you're going to be really stagnant. So if you involve God in this process, you'll be able to become more wiser and learn more. God has always been in my journey, but this second half of the year, I'm just categorizing it into 2, and I want to have God to be a major main character, a major figure in my goals. Involving God in your plans does not only entail worshiping Him and serving Him, praising Him, going to church, praying 24/7 and all that. You can also reflect God in your life through the daily activities you carry out from day to day, through the people you meet, the love you show, your neighbors you meet, and how you respond to these people. God can also be reflected in those ways. And it may surprise you to know that through these activities, you'll be able to learn 1 or 2 from the games of life. I mean, I've been in that case and I've experienced it a lot. Don't just try and push everything that happened to the side. There's something every experience is trying to teach you, whether bad or good. He's trying to teach you something, and I hope you sit down, calm down, look into that situation very carefully, and pick out the main lesson, add it up to your life lessons, and try to use it for good. The second one is mindset. It's all in your head. If it's all in your head, then it's all in your mind. It's all about mindset. If you put your mind to it, there's nothing you can achieve. I've been reading some series of books recently on mindset, and I've learned a lot of things that there's literally nothing you cannot do. Like, there's nothing that is not possible. Once you set your mind to it, it's very, very certain that you're going to achieve what you want. As long as you have that mindset. You want to stop caring about what people say about you, set your mind to it. You want to lose weight and get that dream body, set your mind to it. Position your mind to work towards it and believe that there's nothing stopping you from getting there. I believe that there's nothing in this life that cannot come to pass as long as you dream it and go for it. Follow the execution plan. You don't just dream it and leave it to your mind. You need to execute it and follow these dreams. It's just time to get there, and you will definitely get there. I'm very optimistic for the second half of the year, and I've made a 30-day plan. This 30 days plan was inspired from the book I read, the 12-week year plan, where it teaches you how to turn week into months. Rather than saying 4 weeks a month, is now about 1 week, 1 month. Trying to be more productive and effective in things that you do. When I say 30-day plan, it's not basically like 30 days, but I try and squeeze most of it into 30 days to achieve what I want to do. This 30-day rule also will help me to avoid procrastination and living like, next week I'm going to start. When is my next week? My next week is tomorrow, so I have to start that tomorrow. So I've set my plans and things that I want to do in that 30-day dimension, and I suggest you do that too. If you've read the book 12-week year plan, you understand what I mean. And if you haven't, you can just check a summary online. There are so many YouTube channels that have summarized the book, and also the website that summarized the book. You can also go online, some PDFs, like ocean of PDFs, to download it and then read the book. It's very, very informative, and I feel like it will help you a lot when it comes to productivity. Then you set your plan rather than waiting for the next week. You know that your next week is tomorrow, and then you start that tomorrow. Mindset and execution. When you put your mind to it, set your mind to it, put your everything to that, and then you execute it. You don't just think about it and then leave it to your mind and it's just there lying in your head. How many dreams are dying in your head every day just because you do not take any action, you do not execute? So let's get up out there, go out and execute. Personally, I'm someone that is kind of like very, very reluctant when it comes to execution, because I just feel like, let me just leave it for a period of time. But this second half of the year, I really want to be more personal about execution and also my mindset. So I hope you also made a plan for the second half of the year. It's not too late. If you did not make it in the first half or you feel like you're a loser, you've not really made much in the first half of the year, I'm just telling you that it's not late. And I feel like the year is still a long way to go. You might feel like, the year is almost over. It's not almost over. We just went through half. And so you can start again. You feel like you're a failure, you're not a failure. So let's start again together. So my loves, see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and join the train. Thank you guys for watching.